Merry Pinkmas, everybody. This is RB Jules coming to you from All Things Barbie and Pretty. Welcome to day 3 of the 31 days of All Things Barbie and Pretty. Say hello to my mini me and our besties. Um, Today, we are going to unbox um, the 1980s Black Barbie. And a lot of you know her story. And for the new subscribers, thank you so much for the new subscribers who don't know. I'm not going to assume that everyone knows. The first original Black Barbie was created in 1980 by Miss Kitty Black Perkins. She was inspired by Miss Diana Ross. Of course, the version of Diana Ross when she was much younger and her hair was much shorter, and during that time. So this year they did a dedication, a commemorative look for the Barbie. So I'm glad that I have the original 1980s Black Barbie, and you can see how they did a commemorative look because the original Black Barbie, she has the Steffi face, and this doll has a new face mold that I have not looked up, but a more modern take on the same look, and both looks are absolutely beautiful. Let me move my mini me over here so she can be here with us. So as you can see, and we're going to leave them where they are. As you can see, they both have on similar dresses. Now the 1980s version of this doll has a beautiful gown. I cannot find that gown anywhere. I have looked. That doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. It just means that I can't find it. So she's wearing one of my original doll dresses that's, red doll dresses that's, laced with gold, and some, pretty shoes, which we've seen. And all of the jewelry that she has on is custom made by me. So they kind of look similar. So this other doll, she has on a gold dress um, that's based on the original look. And I'm going to pull her up before I read her information so you can see the dress that she originally had on. So, and her outfit and shoes. So they did a commemorative look of her. So this is her face. And I'm going to fix her bush. So the face screener doesn't look too bad. It looks shiny in certain places, but we definitely can fix it. So her bush on here looks more like Angela Davis. And real quick, for those of you who don't know who Angela Davis was, she is, because she's still alive. She wears twists now, and she still has all of her hair. But in the 60s and 70s, she did more activism work. She still does, but during that time, she wore this big, huge bush, really big bush, and it was pretty. So her bush looks more like Angela Davis, and her the original 1980s Barbie is more representative of how Diana Ross looked in the 70s and 80s, between her, changing her looks, wearing wigs, and then over the years her hair has got long or has been extended. Not her stylist, so I don't know. But over the years her hair changed. But this look right here from the original Barbie is a more accurate look of her. If Diana Ross wore a bush, the only time I can remember her really wearing a bush was in the movie Mahogany, which came out in 1970 something something. And that is my all-time favorite movie till this day. I absolutely love the movie Mahogany. So One of her model looks, she did wear a bush in one of the photo shoots. So that's the only time I could ever remember her wearing a bush. She, mainly wore like blown out looks with her hair long, blown out. Even when she was with the Supremes, they wore wigs. So I really don't know what her hair looked like under her wig, because that was a thing during the 60s and 70s where, you wear, especially with black women, wearing wigs. So things of that nature. So at your own discretion, feel free to do more research on Miss Diana Ross, who is a legend and icon. So having said that, let's read up. I said read up. Let me share some information with you on this Barbie. Mattel released this new doll this year, March of this year, in celebration to pay homage to the iconic Barbies. Now, they didn't mention her, but I added her, which was the 1959 first Barbie, the 1977 Superstar Barbie, the 1980s Black Barbie, and the 1985 Peaches and Cream Barbie. So, this doll, she's a fashionista doll, and she wears a red knitted dress with cutout shoulders, strappy red heels, and gold statement necklace. That's timeless, and trendy. So, she has black hair with a natural look, perfect for all occasions. So, yes, it is perfect for all occasions. So, but to be more accurate with Diana Ross, Diana, she didn't do that. She was famous. She is famous for her red nails, her blown out look. So if they was going to update it more, they could have taken it when she had more of a blowed out look, over time. So anyway, we are going to open her, and I think I did share my story, how I came across the original Black Barbie. But for those of you who don't know or may not remember, when the documentary came out during the summertime, I wanted the commemorative Black Barbie, but couldn't find her in time. So one of my doll, people, one of the persons in my doll community, she's changed her name. I can't remember it, but once I find out what it is, I will put it in the community section, because she changed the name of her channel. And I visited an auction that she did, and I just took a peek, and I really didn't have any intentions on buying anything or doing anything. I said, just let me see what's going on. I literally, the way I sound right now was how I really felt about, as you can see, she's really easy to come out the box, but I'm going to fluff her hair up a little bit. Let me see what's going on. I really didn't have any intentions on, going and doing anything. And so, and I was looking, and, I'm really going to have to do something to this. I'm not going to braid it. I'm going to fix it. I'm going to do something. I'm going to look at one of Diana Ross styles and, probably change it. But I'm going to fluff it out for now. And I said, well, let me just see what's going on. And I didn't know she was selling dolls that night. Did not know it. And and this was right before the documentary came out. Well, I'm fluffing this out. And I didn't have any money on hand because it was the weekend, and I try to put myself on a budget, so I'm making sure I'm not spending money unnecessarily. Because leave it up to me, honey, I would buy dolls all day long. So, and I saw her, the original Black Barbie that you're seeing right here, and I said, there she is. I was like, because I just looked up information on her. Because for a long time I had seen, I was like, oh, I don't know if I want her. So I made the decision, you know. And at the price that she sold her for, I was like, I'm going to jump on it. And I knew it was her because actually in the auction, she didn't even call her by her real name, but I knew who she was. And I ain't going to lie, I didn't say anything because it wasn't my auction to say anything or to properly identify anything. And so I think when she saw the video, when she saw the documentary, she realized that that is actually her. Okay, this bush is turning out okay. So I got her. And she came right in time for the movie. And then that weekend or the weekend after, or the end of the month, that's when I got the other doll that I have now. The commemorative 1965 version of this doll. And it changed my life. It made me really appreciate that I have a serious piece of doll history. And to be grateful and respectful of it because it's, you know, it's who I am. It's part of who I am. I'm trying to get her on this doll stand. There we go. Got on there, dress twisted a little bit, but that's okay. It made me really take a look at it. Look at things a lot different. She is so pretty. She's so pretty. I might not even change her bush, honestly, this time, because it's a curly bush. So, yeah. So, I still might change the bush. I don't know. I don't know, but yeah. So, but there she is. Come on, girl. Okay. Let's try this again with the doll stand. All right. Trying to get it. And that's another thing with this, and not being like nitpicky about it, but Diana Ross has a small frame. She's much larger than she was compared to when she was, you know, back then. But Diana Ross always had a small frame. Her daughter Tracy Ross doesn't, but Diana Ross does, and she always did. Let's try this again. She always had a small frame. You can look at every movie that she did. Mahogany, you know, Lady Sings the Blues. All those movies. Iconic 70s movies. Okay. So, okay. Oddly, they are balancing each other out. So, let me pull her eyes down. So, there you go. They look so good together. They look so good together. Even though it's Mattel's modern take on it. And I'm not going to keep nitpicking it, you know. It's just when you know that history and you grew up with it and you know what the person looks like, and so did they. But, you know, I just wish it was a little bit more accurate. I really do. To Diana Ross, which they got the lipstick and stuff right, you know, but this would be more of her iconic looks when she did the movie Mahogany, if she was a little smaller. So, and that's very real. But I absolutely love them both. I love the dresses. and um, you know, um, the hair, because it's very accurate with the original Barbie of how they wore their hair back then. And this doll, it's not accurate, but I love it. We did wear bushes in the 70s, 60s and 70s. That was the thing. Either wore the bushes or, hair and braids and beads. Or women, they wore their curls. They had processed their hair or pressed their hair, wore blowout kits and all these kinds of things, because unfortunately, women with thick hair like that, depending on your circles, it was absolutely not accepted. It was that kind of, our hair wasn't accepted. And in certain circles, our bush and hair is still intimidating to people. It's just how it naturally grows out of our heads. So, I don't think it's fair that everybody should be forced to press out their hair and wear their hair a certain way to accommodate to accommodate society. And they have the right to wear their hair however. And it's actually being imposed on us. Now, if our hair grew out like that, that's something different. And then some of us, well, our hair do grow out like that, and it's still poofy and curly, and you still have to do things to manage it and stuff like that. And it is what it is. But as we all know, that's why I'm still dealing with my own issues with hair. So, and I'm going to continue to work through them, because that is a part of the history of what we went through. And so much so that we have to fight for the right to wear our hair the way we want. It's called the Crown Act, that was fought for in the 1990s. Young black woman went to worked for a law firm, and she had her hair in extensions, and she had her hair braided beautifully and it was pent up in a bun. And the law firm didn't think that it was appropriate. They ridiculed her hair. That's part of her culture, our culture. And she sued the law firm. And as a result, it was called the Crown Act, that protects people of color, specifically black people. We can we should be free to wear our hair the way we want, as long as it is well kept, very clean, and it looks nice. We should be able to wear our hair the way we want. That's associated with our culture and our heritage, which is constantly being stripped from us. Didn't mean for it to turn into this, but it's constantly happening. So, and I'm glad that it exists, because that gives our young people, our young women and young men, the opportunity to freely express themselves. That's why you see a lot of celebrities and actresses and actors that wear their hair iconically the way they want. My children, they're grown. They're free to wear their hair the way they want. And I'm happy for them. And I'm learning that about myself. And I don't know how long it's going to take. But I'm definitely learning that about myself. So when I see these two dolls together, it makes me proud. It makes me happy to be a black woman. Okay? Not a woman of color, a black woman. And it makes me proud to see this, because I see me. I see me. I'm represented, and my daughter's represented. All little black girls represented. I know there are boys who play with dolls, but I ain't talking about them right now. I'm talking about the young black girls are represented. They see themselves. That's so important. It's so important. It's good for the self-esteem. It's good for, growing up and understand that I'm important and I matter. Not just in my household with my parents, but I'm important in the world. I am seen. I'm represented. All those things are very important. And that's actually what that documentary talked about. And it will stick with me for the rest of my life. I never thought I would see anything like it, and I'm so glad because it's time. It is absolutely time. So this is all I have. Get ready for day number 4 of the 31 days of all things Barbie and pretty. That's all I have for you now. Stay fierce and fabulous, and let's all sparkle like Barbie. Merry Pinkmas.